Hello everybody and welcome here to the Formula 1 2016 game, and with Formula 1 2017 due to be released in just a couple of weeks time, I thought what better way than to go on to F1 2016 in order to hype myself and hopefully to hype you guys up as well, ready for the release at the end of the month. We're running around here at Belgium then, as we will be running on board Daniel Ricciardo. So we have an 11 lap race, a 25% distance race around the circuits here. Everything is enabled, so, well, I mean, like safety cars are enabled, weather is enabled, although it's nice and sunny, so we shouldn't see too many weather changes within such a short race that is only the 25% distance. Safety car being enabled, virtual safety car being enabled, anything can happen. Assists are all turned off apart from traction control, which is at medium, and the AI difficulty is at master, because I'm not the greatest, because, you know, I'm not, as you probably know from previous experiences with me racing. But we're going to go run through the qualifying order in a moment's time. But first, look at this shot of ROUGE. It's absolutely beautiful. It's Daniel Ricciardo there. We are obviously, I've cut out all audio so you can't actually hear the team radio that was being said, but it's basically just talking about it being a nice, lovely, sunny day, so we shouldn't see too many strategy changes. This is your grid though for today's race, so we're going to run through. Starting on pole position, Lewis Hamilton, Nico Rosberg in second, taken by the Mercedes on the front row. The Ferraris dominate the second row, with Vettel leading right. Max Verstappen in fifth, with Felipe Massa just behind, Bottas in seventh, and we're starting in eighth. Kvyat starts in ninth just behind us, with Perez in 10th, while the same Jensen Button behind that. Alonso and Hulkenberg, Grosjean and Gutierrez go to the 16th position. Kevin Magnussen of Marcus Ericsson, and Harry Anto round out your top 20. Pascal Wehrlein and Felipe Nasser round out all grid. So that was the order on the qualifying session, and this is the start of the race. Revving up, and we're about to get going. 5 lights are up and they are down, and we are away. It's not the best of starts. We've actually dropped back from the Williams in front of us. We're heading up to turn number 1. We've already backed up a little bit. We've got knocked on the left-hand side by Sergio Perez in the Force India, who's gone through. We're squeezing Jensen Button off on the left-hand side, but we've moved back across, giving back the room, but that's Daniel Kvyat up the position just behind us. So we've got the Toro Rosso, our sister team, right behind us, and we know the Torpedo Kvyat. Hopefully he won't be doing that to us in this session. Yellow flags are out. There has been a crash at turn number 3 through ROUGE. And now we're coming up to underbraking. Felipe Nasser already out of this race. And the safety car is already out in this session. So we haven't even gone half a lap and the safety car is out. It's worse in open lobbies. This is what happens though on the top of ROUGE. Just cars spinning out, and then that is one of the Renaults being spun and the other Renault gets collected. And this is actually a Manor coming into screen and slamming into the back of Felipe Nasser, and that's what knocks him out. This is on board with Jolyon Palmer, I believe. Just a tap into the wall, loses his front wing, then decides to come back onto track, which causes even further incidents. But we are under safety car. Now this is, I just wanted to point this lap out, right? It happened last lap, but I didn't take the advantage. It's telling us now stay behind Sergio Perez, but then for some strange reason, in a second it will tell us to catch up to the safety car queue. Here we go, we have to catch up to the safety car queue, so we start accelerating, we catch back up to Perez, we slam on the brakes, and it changes to Massa, so I said, okay, do you know, it happened last lap, I'm taking it this lap. So I don't know what that issue is, but it's an issue. Anyway, next lap, lap number 4, we're finally getting ready to go green again. So we've been under safety car for 4 laps now. Obviously, the safety car coming out straight away in the race. So we're about to get going, racing. Now, our pit strategy was meant to call us in this lap. So we were meant to come in at the end of lap number 4 to put on these soft tyres. But we've decided we haven't even been racing. So what's the point in coming in? We're going to stay out, go further onto the tyres. And that's not exactly what everyone thought. So at the moment anyway, we're bunching up. Everyone's getting really close together now. We're sitting in P number 8. And our team is targeted for the top 7. I want a podium. If I really can do it, I want to win. Now I'm just spamming like the really wrong buttons here, which is why that information came up on the right hand side to talk. But we're under green in a very few seconds, and it is green. Not that we can accelerate, and already you see cars diving into the pit lane, taking their usual pit strategy. The AI not really thinking that much, but coming up to the line, the safety car has gone in, and the green flags are out. And we are already up a few positions on that restart, thanks to drivers going to the pits. If I'm not mistaken, we're actually up into P number 5 now. But look at it, that's where we're sitting as side by side, just in front of us, Ferrari and our teammate there. And they come through, they're going to be slightly slow, and that is going to be Verstappen slow. And Bottas goes to the outside. We're only just through on the right-hand side. We have to go to the grass there. We kept 2 tyres on side the track, so it wasn't an illegal overtake. The game didn't deem it as an illegal overtake, and we just got 2 positions at once there. 3 wide on the exit of ROUGE. Absolutely fantastic. We're up that position. Later on in the lap, though, we're coming up to the end of the lap. We're behind Kimi Räikkönen. We're going to go for an overtake here. We're heading down towards the bus stop chicane. We're going to swing to the inside really late on the brakes. Too late on the brakes, in fact. We're going to go deep. Räikkönen can get that move back. Oh, no, he won't. He's disappeared off screen, so I think he's into the pit lane. Yes, he is. Kimi Räikkönen taking his pit stop. And we decide to do that pit the next lap, so at the end of lap number 6. So we wait a further lap from Räikkönen, 2 further laps and half a good. You see locking the tyres up into the pit lane there. Glitched us back straight. But that's good because I almost sped in the pit lane. Now, I'm not really good with getting my pit stops great with the timing, but a 1.976 by the look of it time in that stop. Quite a quick stop, actually, less than 2 seconds. Fantastic. On the pit exit then, who are we going to come behind? They are your race leaders, I believe, Hamilton and Rosberg. We're going to come out just in front of Vettel. Oh, Vettel's actually just going to get past us here. Now, are we going to be able to make a move up to ROUGE? We're not going to at the moment, but we do move to the outside. We're just squeezing in, and that's a big tank stopper from Vettel. Luckily, he holds it at the top of ROUGE, but we're now up to P number 7, and I was actually spamming buttons because I didn't know what my DRS button was there. So I had to spam all the buttons, and it luckily didn't do anything stupid. But coming through, we are now up to P number 7. Later on in the lap, we've got Vettel all over our rear once more. He moves to the left-hand side. He's going to have to back out for now through Blanchimont. And he's going to stay behind, coming up towards the bus stop chicane. Really go for the outside. We cover him off and then go deep into the corner as well. And it's paid off at the moment. We've held ahead of Button. We've got Hamilton in front of us. And then that is Kevin Magnussen just sitting in front of that. Jolyon Palmer's actually leading this race, I believe. The 2 Renaults and Haryanto, who sits in second, have already made their pit stop that they need to make, and that safety car allowed them to catch back up because they all lost their front wings, so they went into the pit lane, and that's side by side from Hamilton and Magnussen, and we've had to go off the circuit to avoid contact. Magnussen is going to lose a lot of time. We've had to give the position back to Hamilton because we completely went off on the top of ROUGE, but almost collected in that incident. That would have been a big one, but we're now up to P number 5. We've got Hamilton in front, and like I said, the 2 cars now ahead of us, the 2 leaders, Palmer and Haryanto, are legitimately leading this race. Later on into the lap, then very, very close to the rear of Hamilton. We're going to look for the outside on the exit, a little bit of oversteer on the apex. We're going to go for the inside now. It's also turned into an overtake on Rosberg. Going to be side by side, a bit of a tank sapper. We're going to have to turn it in. Hamilton's going to have the chance to get back at us here. We're going slightly wide. We're going back onto the racing line. And we're up into P4. As you can see there, it's the Renault leading the Manor, leading the Mercedes. And these are all the 2016 car classes. It's not even equal car classes. They're legitimately in these positions. Rosberg's going to go for the move, and Haryanto, though, we've got nowhere to go. We're going to have to stay behind. Up to Blanchimont. Rosberg and Haryanto side by side, and Blanchimont, we've gone slightly wide. Now we're going to take advantage of Haryanto going wide. We're going to be on the inside. It's going to go into the inside of Rosberg, as well. We're going to go on the outside. We're going to leave Rosberg enough room. We've gone up into second, and we're into second position in the race with 3 laps to go. We've now got to chase down Jolyon Palmer for the race lead. I kind of want Palmer to win this, but at the same time, I want to win this myself as we head along on the exit of turn number 1 and heading up towards ROUGE. We're gonna actually touch the barrier there. It's gonna be slight tyre banging against the wall on the exit of ROUGE. We've had a slightly compromised exit, the rear end wobbling. Rosberg's gonna get a faster exit plus DRS along this straight. We've actually got DRS, but Rosberg's getting that slightly better exit, and means he can go through nice and easily. We've actually lost a little bit of time into that chicane there. We continue to lose time. Our racing line, not the optimum. We've lost quite a bit of gap to us and the cars in front, although we pulled some gap behind. We go on the outside of Rosberg. There's a little bit of a tap. We have to correct there. The hand went up in frustration, although I think that was our fault there. Now coming through the corner in Monet, very close to the wall, little bit of oversteer. And now this is later on in that lap. It's going to be Rosberg on the inside of Palmer. We've got Hamilton all over our rear though. We're going to head down towards the chicane. That's going to be on the inside we go. We're going to be side by side with Palmer on the outside into the bus stop chicane. We leave Palmer enough room. We lock up just to stop Palmer being able to get back through. We've lost that time to Rosberg because of it. And that may have compromised our attack for the win in this race. 2 laps to go. Since the safety car restart, we have been on rich fuel. And that's purely because we saved enough fuel under the safety car. 4 laps of being on lean means we've been able to push and rich this entire race. And we're still on rich now with 2 to go. Yellow flag's out. There's an incident behind us. I'm not too sure quite what happened there. Sebastian Vettel is out of this race. He was in that battle with us. He was just a couple of cars behind us. But he is out through ROUGE. And that's our second major crash through ROUGE. And this is what happened then. It looks like it's with Palmer. So again, it's a Renault getting involved, and it's just a little bit of contact and a huge impact in the wall. And then Palmer's decided to pull across in front of Wehrlein. Sorry, in front of Haryanto. This is on board with Palmer. He gives Vettel enough room, understeers into Vettel, but up ROUGE is very hard to be able to keep that inside line clear through the left-hander. It's on board with the Ferrari of Sebastian Vettel. He goes for the inside of ROUGE. It's going to be the outside along the wrong right, and there the Renault just comes out towards him and unfortunately collected by the tyre barrier there. On board onto the final lap. We're running side by side with Hamilton into ROUGE, and we've lost the rear end, and I'm afraid to say that's it for our race. We're down to third and there's nothing we can do. Or will there be into the bus stop? We'll be able to push as hard as we can to catch up. I'm not going to lie, I used flashback about 10 times into this corner, trying my hardest to get past Hamilton. There's nothing we can do. Nico Rosberg wins your race. Hamilton finished in second, and we finished in third. So the Mercedes team extremely happy. First and second on the grid, and first and second in your race results on the podium. Nico Rosberg wins then your Belgium Grand Prix. About half of which was under safety car conditions, but they'll be extremely happy with that nonetheless. Pascal Wehrlein won't be too happy. Neither will Haryanto, who was up in the top of your grid and then was knocked down. Here is your podium then. Rosberg, Hamilton, and then ourselves, the smiling assassin, Daniel Ricciardo in third. There's your podium in top of the grid. But Nico Rosberg leads over Hamilton. Ricciardo in third. Felipe Massa finishing fourth ahead of us. Both Daniel Kvyat in sixth. So quickly, here is the rest of your grid as we end today's episode. Hope you have enjoyed, and goodbye.